G'day legends, I hope you're all awesome. On today's video, we're going to have a little noodle around with the new Fender Mustang Micro Plus. As you can see, this tiny little device plugs into your guitar and then you can plug headphones into it and jam out. It has Bluetooth functionality on here so you can play along with backing tracks, sync it up to YouTube videos, or edit the built-in tones using the Fender app that comes accompanied with it. Furthermore, there are a bunch of ways you can control this from the unit itself. On this side, you've got an on and off switch, and you've also got, a save switch. So once you've edited your tones, you can quickly hit save if you don't want to do it through the app. Then over here, there's tap tempo. You can hold that to access the tuner, and a bunch of different ways to navigate through presets, as well as the global EQ, and you can set up parameters in the app to have instant access to them via the modify switch on there. So let's say you wanted to adjust the gain on your amp as you go from clean to dirty. You can control that on there, or you can scroll through presets. As you can see, charging is done via USB-C on here. You can also use this to route USB audio through it as well, and then there's a headphone jack on there. Most importantly, it clicks into the jack on a Strat or any other guitar that you may like on there. It's low profile and it's pretty well put together. Let's have a little jam with it, and then we'll pull some tones and I'll kind of show you how you can use the app to edit existing presets. Playing a Fender Player 2 HSS Strat, totally stock. The only thing that I've changed on this guitar so far is the strings. I've got the Mustang Micro plugged in, and then what I'm doing is I'm actually taking a stereo breakout cable straight into my audio interface. You notice that I don't have headphones in. I'm listening through studio monitors on here, and I'm recording straight into my DAW. There's no post-processing on here at all. With the accompanying app, you get access to the signal chain, and you can tweak things freely on here. So this is just a factory preset called Early Eddie. Let's hear it. Now, I have added to that factory preset, I have popped in this tape delay. You can see when I click on the tape delay, if you see my videos with the Tone Master Pro, it's essentially the same kind of layout in here. I've got all the parameters accessible in there. Alternatively, I can replace it. Now, the way this is laid out is you have dedicated slots for different effects. So in this case, I can choose between a mono delay, a tape delay, this 2290 delay, which we have to hear, and then a reverse delay. So the 2290. I love that you can pan that one around. It sounds super wide in there. Again, you've got similar things with the reverb. If I want to replace the reverb, I've got kind of a limited selection on there, but really large hall reverb, small room reverb. There's a spring in there. There is also a modulated reverb in there. It would be nice if there was a plate, but let's hear the small room on this. Similarly, there's a modulation slot in here. We can replace the phaser with a vibratone, a tremolo. There's actually two different tremolo options in here. You've got a standard trem and a harmonic trem in there. There's also a flanger and a chorus accessible in there. I quite like that phaser. So let's not replace that. I'll hit cancel. Top of all of that, there is a pre-effects slot. At the moment, there's an EQ loaded in there, but you've got options from things like filters, distortions, fuzzers in here. You've got most of the main types represented. There's an overdrive, there's a tube screamer style drive, a clon style drive, a rat, a fuzz, a big muff. There's Octobot, which is an octave style fuzz on there. There's a basic compressor. Actually, there's two basic compressors in there. I really like this EQ, but let's hear the Octobot and let's have a listen to what that does, especially on the neck pickup of the Strat. That's absolutely filthy. The latency and tracking on there is actually pretty decent, which is, again, pretty amazing considering how big this unit is. It's just coming out of the jack on my Strat. Obviously, the amp block is going to interest people probably the most out of all of this. I'm using the 70s British at the moment. Let's take a look at the options that we've got. And you've got most of the main food groups of Fender style amps represented in here, Champs, Deluxes. You've got a Princeton in there. There's a 65 Deluxe, a Twin. I like that they've got the Fender bass breaker in here as well. A really interesting choice in here is this Excelsior as well. There's a Supersonic, there's a Vox style amp, there's a few different Marshalls. We've seen the British 70s, there's the 80s British in here as well, and then a bunch of high gain options as well as the high watt as well. Not that the high watt's high gain, it's a high watt, it's super clean. But let's hear this Metal 2000, which is kind of like an EVH style thing. I just switched over to a little preset that I wrote there based on the same amp. I've got the green box up front boosting it. Again, the 2290 delay set up to pan on there. I really like that. And then the large mod hall reverb going over to the list view in the presets. You can see that there are loads of factory presets in here. There's kind of one point of difference with this unit versus something like, say, the Boss Katana Go or the NUX Mighty plug. Way more presets available on board with this unit. So let's just start at preset number 1. Now we'll hear some cleaner things. So this one's called Driven Deluxe. I've got the option to bypass the drive in here. I might actually just do that. Let's hear the neck pickup. sounds and another jam using the built-in sounds on there. There are also some global settings that you can tweak via the app on here if you go up to the top right. So you've got access to the tuner. You've got the USB gain levels that you can set on this if you want to record direct with it. Again, Bluetooth connections, you can sign into the cloud and share and download presets on here. You can do backups as well, but the global EQ is probably the most interesting one, and you're going to want to tune these primarily to the type of headphones that you're using. The easiest way is to just go through and press one of these options. So rather than give you, say, a parametric or graphic EQ on here, they're kind of EQ presets. Let's have a listen to the differences. Now with those, again, you're going to want to tune those or choose those to the type of headphones that you're using. If you've got really dark or really bright headphones, you should be able to cover those options in there. I guess it kind of plays into the whole design ethos of this device where, you know, it's not designed to be super deep or super tweakable like a dedicated modeler. The idea is you just plug it into your guitar, it's low profile, it's rechargeable, you can take it anywhere. You slap your headphones on and you pull some pretty decent tones out of it. What I like about this is the ability to save all those presets on there, and then, you know, you can use the little preset button on here to step through the different presets and kind of have them change pretty rapidly on there. Furthermore, there's just enough customization on the overall effects chain and the effects on there. I do hope it adds some extra options via an update in the future, like a plate reverb, maybe a few extra drives or things like that. The fact that you've got these kind of dedicated spaces in the signal chain where you can just add things easily enough. You know, it's kind of caveman proof on here. With something like this, the idea, again, is maybe you're not going for the ultimate guitar tone you're going to have in your life. The idea, again, is just to get something that sounds pretty good, and most importantly, you can dial it up quickly on there. I think the app is super well done and snappy, and having used the Tone Master Pro, it essentially works exactly in the same way. I'm really used to the way all the touch commands work on this. I'm using it on an iPad as well, so it's been really, really responsive, and the Bluetooth has been pretty stable on there. So big shout out to Fender and Heath, especially for sending me one of these so I can make this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, and I'll play you all out with one more jam using the tones from this Mustang Micro. Thanks so much for watching the video. I'll see you next time.